Hello.
Hello, 大家好.
We thought we would record an update. It's been a busy month for us. Thank you so much for your prayers. I'm now feeling much better. I haven't been sick for a long time, which is a huge blessing.
Yes, very good.
Baby is now 20 weeks. We actually went for a scan on Monday, and it was so exciting to be able to see them. The medical care here is really impressive. So we get to go, well, as many times as we want really, but at least once a month to have kind of ultrasound. So we've got a 3D ultrasound on Monday, so we've got to see the baby kind of putting their hands in front of their face. They were incredibly thorough. They measured all the bones and checked for cleft palates and measured the size of their eyeballs and everything you can imagine. We've got a whole load of scans and I can't remember which bit's which now. When I look at the blobs, they all look the same. But yeah, the medical care is really good. So baby and I are both doing well. It's getting hot. It's about 33 degrees today. So I'm starting to realise that it's going to be a struggle carrying a bump through the summer. But yeah, doing well other than just being a bit tired. Also, I've got a couple of pregnant friends that I'm starting to get to know, which is exciting. There's one American friend who's due a month after us. And also a Taiwanese lady who very randomly we met on the MRT probably nearly a year ago. She had a baby and started talking to us. And turns out a few weeks ago there was a lady staring at me in the hospital and she came up to me with her phone and showed me a photo of me and asked me if it was me. And at the time we'd added her on Line, which is like kind of WhatsApp in Taiwan. And anyway, so we got talking. She's now expecting her second child in a few weeks' time. And very kindly, she's invited me over to her house next week to kind of spend some time with her and to meet her friends. They live just up the road from us, and she's got quite a large kind of pregnant and young mum community, which she's invited me into, which is a real blessing and a real answer to prayer. So, would love your prayers for continued health and kind of a smooth and easy pregnancy for me and for the baby, and also for friendships, particularly with other mums who might be around during the day when I'm off with the baby as well. That would be great.
Yeah, so we'd really appreciate your prayers for that. And then our other kind of main prayer request this time around is to do with like jobs and visas and finances. And we're just going through the process of trying to work out how we're going to provide for ourselves and what's the best job for me to do. And there's obviously visas issues tied up in that as well. So we're really just trying to explore all the options and find out like what our options are and what's out there and all that kind of stuff. We originally tried a MIM school. That was kind of our first port of call, but it turns out that things aren't as easy there as we might have hoped, because I don't have a QTS, like a qualified teacher status from the UK. So we can't go down the normal route, which would just be to get a work permit as a teacher, and then we get visas and jobs and stuff off that. But they are open to trying a different route, which they've never tried before, which would be to get a religious visa. But they've never tried it, and also because I don't have any formal theological qualifications, it's not as straightforward as most religious visa applications. So they seem to be open to exploring it, which is really kind, and we're really grateful for that. But it's not by any means straightforward. And there are a couple of other options job-wise that we're looking at. So I used to be an aircraft mechanic, so the airport's about an hour's drive, so I'm kind of redoing my CV and sending it in there. And then also teaching English is another option. And obviously there's the visa factor in this, but there's also the finances factor. So we're also trying to look at how we can raise money to kind of support a family. And particularly the teaching English option, it's almost definitely not going to provide enough money for us to kind of support ourselves as a family. So we're really just trying to explore all the different options at this stage and work out what's out there and what God's got for us. And really our goal is to follow God. We just want to do what, like, obedience is success. Like, that's what got us here. That's why we're here. Like, we just want to know what God's leading us. So we really would appreciate your prayers for that, for God to speak clearly, but also for us to have wisdom, to be sensitive to his voice, to the information that we get to be good information, solid, reliable information, and just, that it would all come into line in time, because obviously with baby coming does have a little bit of a deadline on that. So that really would be our main prayer request, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, as Pete just said, there's a bit of a deadline for us. So there's a bit of pressure. Our visas and health insurance run out at the end of July. Baby's due on the 4th of August. So So it is at times, it can be quite stressful, and we find ourselves feeling a bit anxious about it. But at the same time, we have really known God give us peace through this, and also that we feel like God's showing us different things through this process as well. So one thing that's been really clear to us as we've kind of been looking at these different options, and as doors have closed, which has been disappointing, is that actually we really want to stay in Taiwan. We do feel like this is where God wants us to be at the moment. And so we're trusting that God will open up a door and a way for us to be able to stay here. Another thing that we've also realised is that perhaps it's the right time for us to move on from the Rock Church, where we've been for the last year and a half. And we've really appreciated the support and encouragement they've given us there. We've learnt lots. But we just feel for a number of different reasons that it might be time for us to start exploring other churches as well. So we would love your prayers for wisdom for that as well. And also for your grace as we communicate that, if we do decide it's the right thing for us to leave. For grace as we communicate that with Michael and Karen and some other people in the church who particularly have welcomed us. That would be really, really great.
So looking forwards, we do feel like actually with all this kind of change going on, that God's leading us into a bit of a new season. And so this is almost like the start of a new season, obviously with baby coming, a switch in me going out to work and me being at home, and also God feeling like God's leading us to explore moving church. That this is a bit of a new season that we're coming into, which is great. We're excited about it, but also it's it's a change, right? So it's the first time we'll have done a kind of such a big change out here and doing it in a different culture, a second language is, it's got unique challenges, and we are learning loads. We are learning absolutely loads. Coming more immediately, we've got a short break coming up, which we're really looking forward to around Easter. What is Easter time in the Western Hemisphere? Over here is Tomb Sweeping Festival. I'm sure there's some really profound analogy I will draw. There's a profound analogy to be had about this, where in the West we're celebrating an open, empty tomb, and in the East people are like going to commemorate people in closed tombs and dead. But I haven't quite worked it out yet. There's too much else going on. But anyway, we're looking forward to that break and having a bit of downtime during that break. I think that's us really. That's kind of all that's going on really. Alpha's going really well at Kwei Shan. Thank you for those. Please do continue to pray for that one as well. I'm running Alpha course Tuesday and Friday afternoons, and they seem to be the students seem to be appreciating it. They seem to be giving me the toughest, most resilient students, which is great fun. I'm really enjoying. And they seem to be also really interested in how me and Mim relate to each other, which is we hadn't expected. But I came down after one class to my stuff was by Mim's desk, so I came down 5 floors from the classroom and met Mim, and we're just chatting away. After about a minute, I realised that there was about 5 or 6 of these Year 11 students hiding behind a counter outside the class, outside where we were talking, and they started giggling away, and we discovered them, and we're like, "What are you guys doing?" Just laughing jokingly, and they were like, "Oh, we're really interested," and they were genuine. They were really interested in how me and Mim communicate, because I just don't think they get to see that many married couples who are communicate quite openly with each other and kind of in a friendly way, if I can put it like that. They just seem to be really interested in our relationship, which we hadn't expected to be able to kind of be light in that way. But it was a great opportunity and was quite funny, really. We had a good bit of banter about it with them. We're really grateful for all that God's doing, and we really appreciate your prayers and encouragements. Those of you get in contact with us and stuff throughout in other ways, then we really appreciate it. So I guess we'll send out another date in about a month or so, update in about a month or so, and thank you. Yeah, we appreciate your prayers. Just waffling, so I'm going to stop. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.